All right, everybody, we're gonna have a little New Year's Eve Seafood Tower demonstration. And I brought my friend Bob here to help me assist in this build. He's gonna be using some knife skills, teaching you guys how to do a couple things while I show you how to make a seafood tower and how to doll it up and make it all fun for New Year's Eve. So, seafood's really hard to get right now, but we thought it's always a nice treat.
Always.
To have during the holidays.
A little champagne with that?
Yes, it's always the first thing that if I see it on a menu, I order it.
Grand Plateau? Gotta get that Grand Plateau?
Grand Plateau every time. That's a rule that we have when we go out to eat. So we'll get Bob started on something here. I feel like, do you want to show them how to shuck oysters? Because that's going to take a little while. And then while he's shucking away, we're going to show you how to build a homemade seafood tower, all right? Now, while Bob gets set up here, I will say this. I know that not everybody has a seafood tower laying around at their house. So I brought a couple of weird things that you could use. If you take a look here, I got just a regular pan. That could be a Pyrex, whatever. And what you do with that is you just lay some linens over it. Maybe it's something that's more festive. Maybe it's like more of a Christmassy vibe. Something that can actually just hold ice, right? And then I also have what's gonna create the tier. I just have this is like a pouring vase here. Sometimes people actually use a vase that has a nice flat top because it kind of looks cool in the middle. Or a bane that's just got kind of a chrome front. But that would go in the center. And then you can choose some sort of a platter to center on top. You'll have ice, and then you'll need a bunch of just little plates. Any kind of plate. You can use little, coffee saucers. Found some little bowls. We're just gonna kind of use all the little random things that you might have in your house. Here's a nice bowl. This could be used in the center here too if you want it to be a little bit lower and more stable. You can put that in the middle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this nice little terrazzo style platter that we have here. And I'm going to put this in the very center here. Like I said, you can use a bowl, like kind of a tall bowl. You can do the same thing. You can have a couple of tiers. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna center this in the middle here. We're gonna start with getting some ice in here. And while I start building this up, Bob, why don't you explain your method over here, your method of oyster shucking?
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like I have some Cushy oysters blended in with some DeBob Bay oysters. So I'm going to start off with first oyster right here. You're gonna have this round front. You're gonna have this back end that has a little bit of an opening. That's called the hinge. That's just where the oyster opens up and the hinge back and forth. So what I like to do is I like to have a towel. Then you can use a oyster shucker or a screwdriver I've used before in pressing situations. But what I like to do is I like to hold it down with the towel itself. That way, in case anything slips, it's just gonna go right in the towel and not into this thing, which you don't want that.
You don't want to put it into your hand. That's critical.
But really you're looking for something that's kind of strong, has a nice kind of blunt tip. So we're gonna insert it into the edge. Just give a little pressure in, and what I like to do, I just like to pry up like that. And once you see that hinge pop, I go ahead and wipe off the gunk that is on there, and then I just reinsert all the way to top. So now your lid is open. I like to take the blade and scrape off the top of the lid because it's attached to the top and the bottom. You want to make sure you get all that oyster. Set that to the side. Clean up any shell that kind of drops in there. Constantly wiping your blade off because you don't want any of that shell on top in your oyster, because that's just something you got to pick out of your mouth. Scrape it in. Get it right in the center. Try to preserve as much of that liquid as you can and set it to the side. Really, that's kind of my method of opening up oysters. And everyone else's method is pretty similar to mine. Even Mike's.
Even mine. I'm much more risky. I double glove up, or I'll put the oyster in my hand. But you don't want to do that because the last thing you want.
You don't want to jab your hand
Last
and
thing
ruin
you
your
want
holiday.
is to walk into the living room and be like, honey, I need to go.
Yeah, just take it nice and slow with these things. There's no real rush. Just enjoy the experience and
Have your kids do it. They'll
love it.
love it. Okay, that's a joke. Don't have your kids open the oysters. You have to do it yourself. All right, so let me look inside here. Looks like we have some shrimp cocktail. I'm gonna have you slice this one.
Slice Rooney.
I will do some bowling up here. And I set up my two platters here. This one, I just got it so that it sets nicely. I like to put a damp towel or a couple of wet paper towels, just so this has a good stability. I put a couple wet paper towels on the very bottom too, so it has good stability on the bottom, because you don't want it tipping over. But it's pretty much set. So then once I feel like it's good and set, I just put them side by side and I plate them flat. It's easier to do that so you can get into different areas of the platter itself. So as Bob's going through, you can take a look in here. You might see a little shell here and there. Just get your finger and just get them out of there.
Yeah, there's no shell in that, bro.
There's not a single shell. There we go. So what I like to do is, you can put seafood directly on the ice if you'd like. But what I like to do is I like to create little platters that kind of contains it. Get it flat here. And then it's up to you for design. But I like to just kind of ring around the rosy here. Like so. Gives everybody a chance to grab a little tail. These are the shrimp that we had in house today. The shrimp that you guys will be getting might be a little bit bigger actually. But we're going to give you a pound of whatever it is regardless. Pound of shrimp. Shrimp's usually the last thing that's on the platter because everyone goes for the oysters or different things that they like. But I'll tell you what, it always gets eaten. Especially if you got a Bob Gherkin hanging
Love
out
that
here.
shrimp. Love that shrimp.
He will just keep snacking until the shrimp is gone. And then I'll save a few and I'll just kind of, trickle it off the side there so it looks like seafood flying everywhere. And then you'll have a nice bin of lobster and shrimp salad here. With this, I like to just, we don't have to put everything on the platter all at once. You can kind of refill things. So I would just fill up one of these. This is quite delicious. Yes.
It's a little citrus cured salmon here.
Quite delicious. One of our favorites.
One of our favorites, just simply sliced. You can drizzle a little bit of lemon and olive oil on it, but we're just gonna have it as is.
Little hamachi tartare here that we've made. This is all cracker food, these two salads. I like to put these up on the top so it's easy for them to kind of get at. Nice little poached lobster tail here. We're just gonna stick that. Now, is this more than you usually get at a restaurant? Yes. This is meant for you guys to just get busy on, right? I mean, we have salads still left over for what we're doing here. There you go.
Gotta love that lobster.
Shrimps.
Scallop, I'm just gonna
Slice of rooney.
slice rooney. I think my partners, Mike and James, just love that raw scallop.
Oh yeah.
He's got a little bit of cure on him, a little bit of seasoning on him.
Frozen oysters, man. My favorite. Scallops the last piece, yeah?
Yeah.
Put them right here. I make a nice little spot for them.
I'm just slicing everything so it's just a nice bite-sized piece. That's all. So you can get a little taste, have a little drink, have a little conversation, go back to tasting.
So, starting the finish here, saucing up jalapeno dipping sauce, a little bit of mignonette, of course. We're gonna we'll just fill this up with some cocktail sauce. And we'll give you extra sauces, but just to have a nice variety of things to enjoy. Apple cider vignette, apple cider vinegar mignonette. 'Tis the season. Goes great with these.
Can we talk about lemons for a second?
Let's talk about lemons for a second. Bob, can you show them how we cut lemons?
So, it's such a small detail, but it's kind of those nice little treats that you can notice if you're at a party. So what I like to do, and there's many ways of doing it. This is just how I like to do it because it makes it really consistent. I'm gonna get 8 slices out of each lemon, and then I kind of come through and I pick out, and then you see how it's kind of razzled right there. I just like to have a nice little squeezer, no seeds. So whenever you're chucking it right on that oyster, you don't have to pick out that shell. You don't have to pick out that lemon. You have this nice kind of beautiful lemon, and less work for the guest, which is what we're always trying to get at here. But we call these happy lemons. Nice little happy lemons.
Gotta have your happy lemons, guys. Kind of use them as a garnish, but also it's facilitating all of your different seafoods, because I don't know if you guys know this, pretty much all seafood tastes good with lemon juice.
Gotta love that acid.
It's really good for it. Just spritz. Spritz away. I love seeing seafood platters at places because I know that some people are kind of bashful to get after them. Well, I'm not.
No way.
I wait. It's like the cookie tray, right? Here we go. I wait till everybody gets their little piece of it, and then I wait for it to slow down. And then when I think that everyone's had their little share,
I've seen this move.
let's go in
I've seen this move
and
before.
take care of business. Cocktail forks, little baby forks. They're nice, right?
Yeah.
Put those everywhere.
I'm pretty sure every household has small little trinkets, small little plates
Just
that they barely
stupid little
use.
bowls you never have use for.
Break them all out.
Break them out. Make use of it. If you wanted to go up another tier, if you're feeling ambitious, you could put this up on another tier, but you know what? I like to put them on the side and let people just get after this thing. So, Happy New Year to all y'all.
Happy New Year.
2022 is gonna be a banner year.
It's gonna be the best.
Probably the best year
The
ever.
best.
Probably the best year ever. So.
It's gonna be so amazing.
Started off with a wonderful tower of seafood that even if your friends don't eat it, you can just sit down and park on it and eat it yourself.
Fairly low fat as well.
Yeah, super healthy. All right, guys, thanks again. We'll see you later.